Hey, I'm Sil, and that chunk is where this bozo is headed. So let's get into things. All right, here we are. Let's go explore what's in this new chunk. There we go. Finally, was kind of struggling a little bit there. We've got a goblin, some wheat. Goblin could be nice for clue scrolls. Wheat, who knows? We got a man in here, another NPC to kill for clues. The other entrance to the sewers. I have no idea what this is. A storage room with pixies. Nothing in the chest. Some log spawns. Nothing crazy. Let's start Vampire Slayer. This is literally the chunk task, so we might as well get it done with, right? We can progress as far as we can. Garlic? Can I imminently spawn garlic? I can. I have a garlic source, so that's a little neat. I don't really know how useful that is, but it's neat. And then if we go over here, we should have a highwayman. I can get his cape. It's not best in slot because it's not better than the other one. The one thing I do have interest in is, does Veronica come into this chunk? I think technically I could have talked to her there. Does that count? Do I allow that? I feel like she does move out of that chunk, and I feel like in order to talk to her, I should unlock that chunk. More goblins. We've got a few of them. A bunch more over here. They do wander in, so if I'm ever in need of farming clues quickly, this might be the play. Which is actually a neat idea now that I think about it. Maybe I could farm some caskets or something. There's a lot of good stuff in the caskets. Again, the highwayman. I'll kill him real quick and get his cape. No, you stand and deliver. And there's the cape, which I'm pretty sure isn't better than the cabbage cape. And that is looking like it's it. Well, I've looked at the chunk and completed the single task that is required, so I think that is it, and I think it's time to go back to the chunk picker and roll another new chunk. Before we dive into the next chunk roll, I just want to say I've adjusted my rules ever so slightly. I've enabled collection log items, so the axe handle would have been a grind. I like the idea of getting collection log items. They kind of feel like in-game chunk tasks, so to speak. Might as well make them one, right? I also made it so items that drop at a 1 in 16 rate can be used for tasks. I think that should make things interesting, maybe. Who knows? I may revert those in the future. I'm still sort of figuring out what I find enjoyable. Anyways, enough yap. Let's roll. Lumbridge Mill. I have to complete Shearer and dye a cape. Interesting. Well, let's go check out the chunk. All right, here we are. Let's see if I can remember the keybind. Nope. There we go. We have access to all of the goblins now, which is kind of nice. More wheat. Farmers. Don't know that they have their boots on the free-to-play drop table, but maybe they have some interesting drops. I don't know. Some eggs, cows. We've got it all. It's amazing. Does this count as a range? Churn water source, but I'm guessing that doesn't count. Got some onions. Let's talk to Farmer Fred real quick. I'm looking for a quest after all, so might as well start Shearer. Do I have access to shears? Oh, that's nice. He gives me a pair of shears. I can't spin the wool, so my source for balls of wool must be somewhere else. I think I found my source of balls of wool. If I remember correctly, imps drop them. I'm gonna have to double check that. If I remember correctly, all I have to do is talk to her to buy the dye. What could you make for me? That sounds right. Yellow dye, please. I have the 2 potatoes and coins. Oh, it's 2 onions and 5 coins. Well, that's a bit embarrassing. I'm just walking around with 2 potatoes acting like I know what I'm doing. All right, well, let me go get some onions real quick. Alrighty, I have the 2 onions that are required. I really thought it was 2 potatoes. I was so confident. All right, yellow dye gotten. Let's dye this cape, and now I have a yellow cape. A chunk task completed. But I think I'll keep wearing the forestry kit because it looks nice. And yes, imps are my source for bolts of wool. Already got a couple, which is nice. They are a 1 in 16 drop, so they are exactly the threshold I just set, which is wonderful. No, it's actually fine. It's just funny that I adjust it and immediately it becomes relevant, but this will be easy peasy. I just realized something absolutely devastating. Something that happened while I was killing the imps. Here, I'll show you. All of my clue scrolls are gone. They despawned. The nail in the coffin is that I have OBS open and that triggers do not disturb mode, which suppresses all of my notifications and alerts. So I did not get notified when the timer got low. This has happened a couple of times now, and I've caught it just in time all of those times, but not this time. This time I missed it. It was bound to happen. Doesn't make it feel any less heartbreaking. I genuinely didn't think I'd feel this bad over some clue scrolls disappearing, but it is what it is. Live and learn, I suppose. I'll get more. I'm at the halfway point on these balls of wool, but finishing this is it's gonna feel a little hollow without my clues. I failed you guys, I failed myself, failed the account. I looked away and the imp teleported to Port Sarim and just like that. And he went over there and so did I. And now I've unlocked all these music tracks. I'm sorry. Forgive me my failure. 320 imps later, I have all the balls of wool. I can talk to Fred the farmer and complete this quest. So, and there we go. Another quest completed, another chunk task done. First bit of crafting experience on the account. I can now craft pheasant gear. That is neat. I'm not a member, so I can't actually craft it, but neat. I gotta say, I never thought I'd have 2 quests completed this early in the account's lifespan, but I do, and that is kind of awesome. But with that completed, it is time to go back to the chunk picker. Back again, bit of a chunk overview. I was hoping for 3. I suppose I still am, but with my clues gone, I kind of don't care as much. River Lum is mostly corner content, but it does open the cow pen more, so I'll keep it rollable. Or gets me closer to Lumbridge. Anyways, let's check these off, and then here we go. River Lum. I'm in this neck of the woods, so hold on, we can pop on over and check out the expanded cow pen real quick. Is this the keybind? Nope. I gotta remember its shift, man. All right, I got a huge cow pen now. More farmers. Another imp. That's it. Doesn't give me much. Does give me all that over there, but I can't access it yet. So back to the chunk picker. I'm gonna get rid of 5 and 6 because I can't get to either of them. Just these 4, so here we go. Ooh, okay, 1 step closer to Lumbridge. I have to brew a jug of wine. Don't know how to do that in this chunk, so let's check it out. Jug of water is easy. Grapes from the goblin drop table 2. Interesting. Guess I've got a 35 cooking grind ahead of me. And I've thankfully already gotten level 60 woodcutting and fire making, so I can quickly take care of the U-logs. Downside to this chunk roll is that I'm within spitting distance of the Lumbridge swamp, which is a truly infamous pair of chunks due to the ore nodes and the mining grind. Those green rocks right there, oof, that's rough. I really want to avoid going down to the swamp. For now though, I'll get to completing these chunk tasks. All right, here we are. Again, don't like my proximity to the Lumbridge swamp, but I got my axe in my tinderbox. Let's go chop a yew down and burn the logs. Thought that was the yew tree, but I guess it isn't. Oh wow, the yew just blends right in. Okay, I knew this was coming though, which is why I went and got 60 wood cutting and fire making ahead of time. Two chunk tasks completed. I got a mugger and a giant rat over here as well. Maybe useful? Don't know. I guess this is my life now. Slaughtering cows, cooking their meat right in front of them. level 4 cooking, I think I might basically be Gordon Ramsay at this point. I can maybe swap to stew at level 25, but realistically, I think I just stay here and cook meat till level 35. This is gonna be like watching paint dry. In the span of like 30 cows, I've gotten 2 beginner clues. I didn't even know they could drop clues. The game is trying to get me back into the juggle game. It wants me back. I don't know that I want to go back though. I don't know that I'm ready. Another clue. The game is trying its absolute hardest to get me back to clue juggling, but it won't happen. What is actually happening? Yet another clue. These are 1 in 128. This is crazy, but I'm not going back to it. There will be no juggling from me. Oh, I am so back. I am back to juggling. I won't be here much longer, but I'm back, baby. Let's go. Level 28 cooking and 500 total level. So I think I should now be able to go to 500 total level worlds. Nope, never mind. I can't. I need 8 more levels. Still a nice milestone to achieve and 1 step closer to those 500 total level worlds, but you know, would have been cool if I could just go to them now. 45 defense, and now I am free total level 500. I can go to 500 total level worlds. Look at that. It's so wonderful. Now hopefully I can go to worlds that'll be slightly more bot free. These are the last 3 pieces of raw beef I need for 35 cooking. I can now make wine. 1 step closer to the chunk task. Gonna take my clue and go kill some goblins over by Lumbridge Castle. Apparently these are different to the others and they drop grapes. I'm gonna have to look it up. So I looked at the wiki. There is a single unarmed goblin that behaves like armed goblins, and the grapes drop from the armed goblin drop table. So this single goblin is where the grape drop comes from. It's not rapid fire killing all of those goblins. It's sitting here killing this dude. I'm gonna name him Jeff. I'm going to kill Jeff endlessly. What is it with Jagex choosing a single variant of a mob to be different? First it was the skeleton, now it's Jeff. Frankly, this is getting out of hand. Alright, so Jeff wasn't the goblin I thought he was. He doesn't drop grapes. I had to look around. He was identical to the image on the wiki. Not exactly. And then I found this lone level 5 armed goblin over here in the swamps. And believe it or not, he's the chosen one. He drops the grapes. And his name is Greg, a name bestowed upon him by Fanatic OSRS. So shout out to him. It is a shame though that I killed Jeff so many times for nothing. Poor guy didn't deserve it. But Greg has it coming. You best believe me. Whoa, I wasn't paying attention and the grapes dropped. I am free. Greg's free. We're all free from the grape grind. Let's go make that jug of wine real quick. Alright, I had to make a trip to Farmer Fred's to fill the jug with water, but now we can pop the grapes in there and it should ferment into wine. And with that XP drop, that is another chunk task completed. Let's head back to the chunk picker. Okay, the tasks are completed. Let's check those off real quick. Let's see what we get. Groat Farm. Peak corner content right here. All right, conveniently, I was already in this part of the world visiting my pale Fred, so let's unlock this trunk real quick. And yeah, that's it. I get my access to cows and goblins. There's all that on the other side I can't access. I'm so close. If only the chunk boundary was a little further over, but that's not how that works, so this is all I get. Back into the chunk picker we go. All right, so it's kind of the same dealio. Once I can walk over on that side, I'll re-enable it because the corner is important and allows me to continue going north. Going to remove 5 as I don't have means of getting there, so it's really just these 4 chunks. I'm nervous about the swamp, but let's go for it. And I see cabbages. South Falador Farm. Oh, happy days, happy days. I think I can squeeze in here, so we'll keep that selected. Fort Skyrim is a rollable chunk now. I love to see that. There are some potentially nice upgrades in there, I think. Who knows? Not much to do in this chunk, just start Corsair Curse, so it's not really a big deal. But yeah, let's go check it out. All right, here we are. Boom, we've got cabbages. It'll be nice if I have another imp farm because I can deal with the imps now instead of having an ult. Well, kinda. They do like to go onto the docks too. Is this the guy for the Corsair quest? Let's see. Yes, it is. So that'll be a chunk task completed. But before we go back to the chunk picker, let's explore the chunk a little bit. We've got some chickens, some bots. I was hoping there'd be a range in here, but it doesn't look like it. Oh, it's a loom. Nice. Oh, wait a minute. I can't access it. Oh, I was thinking that was a spinning wheel. Nothing in the farming area, so no spade for me. Unfortunate. And I think that's it for the chunk. We're getting a lot of chunks, but nothing with super meaningful upgrades. Oh, I can fight guards now. I don't know what's on their drop table. I don't know if they have anything good on free to play. Probably not. Well, I think with that, it's back to the chunk picker. And we're back again, doing some rapid fire rolls right now. I have no idea what's in these new chunks. Skyrim will open up stuff. Go to Moosa Point, can go to Corsair Cove. Otherwise, it's the same old with a couple more options. And I guess we just go for it. Draynor Manor, let's fucking go, dude. That is so sick. I am so happy. I've got Ernest the Chicken to complete. Crazy how many quests I'm completing, but more importantly, I can now talk to Veronica. That's a clue step I have unlocked. I think there's a spade spawn in here as well. I didn't look, but I think it's needed for the quest. Yes, it's there. Awesome. So that is opening up the clue steps that I can do. My other chunk task is bake a meat pizza. Oh, do I have a range? I do. I finally have a range. It's in the manor. I did notice earlier that I have access to a tomato and cheese at the witch's house, and I can technically get the pizza base to make a pizza. All I needed was a range, and that is awesome to see that I have it. This chunk would have done so much for me before. I had so many steps that needed a spade. Oh well, I guess, you know what they say, shit happens, so it is what it is. I have it now. I can walk in and talk to Veronica. Dude, I am so happy. I'm just so happy. It's time to get to work on this chunk. Let's go. Ernest has been saved from being a chicken. And with that quest completion, that is another chunk task completion. And I have a spade, which is I'm more happy about that than the quest points and the quest completion. But like, you know, I'm happy overall right now. So I'm going to save you all from having to watch the entire process of me collecting pots, getting flour, turning that into pizza bases, then collect the tomato and cheese for each one. It's way too long of a process to use as a means of training. It's an insane experience though. Getting a full level from just this inventory, only 2 burns is kind of crazy, but that was painful. Back at the cows to continue the grind, and look at what I got. Another doable clue step. It's kind of crazy how many clues I've gotten from cows now, but 2 doable clues already though is sick. I could very well get a casket soon. Would be absolutely massive for the account. There's so many good things that come from caskets, but guess we'll see. Level 50 defense coming in during this grind. We're up to base 50 melee stats. Also got 42 cooking, so just a few more levels to go. But the cow slaughtering continues. Oh my god. We finally have it. 3 doable clue steps. A guaranteed casket. The cows are insane. I talked about goblins. I talked about men, farming them for clues. Cows. Cows are the secret. Do I go do it right now in the middle of the grind? I don't think I do. I have 3 more levels to go. I think I stay and finish the grind off. And as a reward for the chunk task, get a casket. And then I'll open it before the next chunk. So many good things to get. Man, I am absolutely stoked for the end of this grind now. One of my brain cells functioned and fired off, giving me a thought that maybe I should learn from my mistakes. So I'm going to go turn the clues in and get the casket and open it later. This way, I don't lose the scrolls again like I did last time, learning. I want to imagine at the end of the last clip, y'all were just like yelling at me for being an idiot. So if you did, I heard you. All right. Hey, Veronica, I got a clue. Well done. Will we get a back-to-back? What the fuck? It's a back-to-back. That is insane. Holy shit. Okay, well, that happened. Would be sick to now get a casket on the second one. Who knows? This could be it. Oh my god, it is. What the this is amazing. Oh my god. I have 2 clues left. I could have 2 caskets by the end of this grind. That might be stupid wishful thinking, but I could. Let's not get hasty though. Let's not get hasty. Let's just be happy for what we have. Let's not automatically assume great things are going to happen. But I am so happy right now. The very next clue I got is a doable clue. Let's go get another casket. It has literally been like 10 to 15 minutes. Why are the cows so good for clues? What is happening? What an absolute turnaround in the clue scroll story. I didn't expect to get 2 caskets by the end, but oh my god, this is phenomenal. Been a minute since I was down here. This was my home. Look, the tile is still even marked. But another casket has been obtained. This one took all 3 clue scrolls. It is what it is. I'm just happy to have two caskets. This is insane. Back to the field to finish the grind, and then we open these. Bada bing, bada boom. 45 cooking. I can now cook meat pizzas. So let's go do that, because that's the chunk task, and I gotta do it. Ta-da! Meat pizza, chunk task completed. I'm free from the cow pen, and with that, I can roll a chunk. But before that, we're gonna do fun things, but not before I yap about what I'm looking for from the casket. So, to editor seal for the yap session. The casket can give me a ton of good items, but there's only a handful that I'd really like. The most impactful would be the elemental staves, especially the staff of air. Next would be some of the black equipment like the pickaxe, scimitar, and plate legs. And lastly would be range gear, a short bow or an oak bow, and the leather gear would be nice to have. Right now my access to range equipment is the goblin bow, and that has no bonuses to ranged attack. Getting a unique would be cool, but much like the rest of the stuff I didn't list, it isn't particularly helpful. So I'd rather not get it if I could get something that would actually benefit me. And with that, back to not editor seal for the casket opening. All right, now that editor seal has illuminated you on what I'm after, let's open these and see what I get. Okay, let's go. That is one of the things I was hoping for, an actual bow and chaps. These are fantastic for, just getting range started. Oh my god, and in the second one, just a regular short bow and coif. I've basically got a range setup from these clues. I'm pretty stoked about this, and whenever I start range, I at least now have the gear. I won't have to use a goblin short bow to start it. Oh, that is so nice. And without further ado, to the chunk picker. All right, let me check these off, and I think I'm just gonna rip the band-aid off on this one and get right into the roll. South Falador wall. I don't think this is a really big one. Obtain a adamant chainbody. Okay, yo. So this guy did actually have an upgrade for me, so that's awesome. I think I'll get it tomorrow though, because I'm kind of tired right now. But nice that I get a gear upgrade from a chunk that I thought was not going to be useful at all. I've got my morning coffee, so let's head on over to the chunk. We've got the air altar, so once I get rune mysteries completed, I can start working on rune crafting. We'll go up to the chainbody shop in a minute, but something I didn't realize was in this chunk were the elemental wizards. They are phenomenal for me. They drop at a near 1 in 1 chance their elemental rune. They drop them in a quantity of 5 to 10. This is the next best thing to getting an elemental staff or access to a rune shop. Killing them isn't the fastest, but it's overall not bad. All that's left is to do the task. So not much left here, but the wizards are a nice surprise unlock. What do we got in here? I got a spinning wheel, which is nice. Earlier I had seen a loom and got excited, so now I can do some crafting, I guess, so that's nice. Let's go over to Wayne and get me an adamant chain. Chunk task completed. It's a decent upgrade too. Look at that. You'll love to see it, man. You'll love to see the small upgrades. Let's strike while the iron is hot and go to the chunk picker. All right, here we are. 6 just gets me makeover mage, I believe. The crafting guild is members. 7 unlocks mining, and is that a range shop? It is, so that's cool and helpful. General store, crafting store. Falador gives me another bank and a furnace. General store, shield shop. So Falador would be nice. I'd like another bank before I get another mining grind. Let's check this off and just go for it. Lumbridge. This would be bad if I were members and extreme, but I'm not, so I don't have to do a 99 woodcutting and 99 defense grind. It is still a lot of things, at least a little bit. Cook's assistant, some steps on some other quests, wield a mithril weapon and cast wind blast. That last one I've definitely already done. Must be because of the arrow runes spawn. I've definitely cast this before and probably have death runes, so I'll just do it again. Bow and arrow don't make much sense due to the casket roll, but maybe I was supposed to get level 5 range already? I don't know how that works. I can go back to Lumbridge now. I have another brink, I have another furnace. I'm happy. And here I am, back in Lumbridge. It's been unlocked, which is fantastic. And I think I'm going to end the episode here. It's been a whirlwind of an episode. I've gone through some lows, I've hit some highs, and a ton of chunks have been unlocked. Thank you, as always, for watching and coming along on this journey. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Peace.